hold on.
Yeah.
Let me rewind you.
Mm-hmm.
What does it take
Mm-hmm.
to start your own company called Performance Experience, where you are meeting these kids, interacting with these parents, showing them the way? What does it take? How did you start that business? How did it pop up in your head? What are you trying to accomplish? Because when Sam told me, because he came back to Metroplex Boot Camp, Sam loved it. He's back. He's amazing.
And 2 years later,
He says, you know, hey, Greg's going to start his own business. Now, mind you guys, keep in mind this, and this is the thing with Greg Walls, and we'll even give some credit to Sam Davis, right? Most people in a space, right? Let's not even talk about fitness. Let's say you are a hairstylist, and you have another hairstylist that's working for you, doing great job. Y'all are friends, making the money together, building a reputation together. And she says, I am gonna go open up a salon 20 minutes away. Sometimes people are a little salty about that, but my husband Sam wanted nothing but the best for Greg. Sam's great, but because Greg is great. Sam thinks Greg is amazing and wanted to see him realize his dream. He knows his passion and wanted to see you live your passion in living color.
Well, what happened was I noticed that a lot of good athletes, their careers were ending in high school. I'm talking about friends of mine, athletes that I watched over the years, and I just started paying attention at what happens.
Why is that?
Well, it's where I'm going. So when your career ends in high school, especially if you're from like a small town, or you have consistent habits outside of the game, and the game keeps you in a certain situation. When you lose that game, you kind of lose yourself, because everything you know about you is wrapped into the things you've done, because you're young. I mean, you only know what you're being praised for, what you're being fussed at for, or what makes sense, or why people, cling to you or connect to you. So when that stops and you have the ability to compete, you kind of lost, and then you get stuck in a position where you're just doing things because you can't do the thing you should be doing. And I noticed that. And when I was coaching, I started learning all the pieces of recruiting. Like, it's way more than just being able to run fast and jump high. It's like, I got to have these pieces in order. And that's what I meant. Like, I was ready for my opportunity. Like, when TCU called, I had already taken my ACT, SAT. My GPA was on point. I was in the top 20 percentile. All my grades were in order. So all I had to do was pay attention to what they were saying. Saying to me. I didn't have to go do anything extra.
You wrapped yourself up in a bow.
Yeah, I was ready to roll. The president was ready. So, but a lot of these kids, they don't know, and their parents don't know, or they expect the coaches to do it, or they think the ability is going to get them there, and then you're stuck. And when you lose that, your life takes a turn away from the thing you were headed towards. I don't know what would have happened with my life had I not had a chance to play ball, because I know I wasn't going to the military. I just wasn't. I knew I could work. I just didn't want to be in Mississippi doing work. You know what I'm saying? So I saw that, and when I learned how to recruit in Division II, how to recruit in Division I, and giving kids scholarships in 1AA Division II, and seeing what it does for their life. Like, I've given kids scholarships that are now, principals and superintendents of schools, and one, that graduating from colleges, like kids that I've given a scholarship to play for me, ended up doing bigger things with their life. So once I learned the process, I was like, I gotta give this away. I have to. Like, I have no choice.
Performance experience and manifestation of giving
That's
away.
exactly what it is. So I didn't want us to be just a fitness, run around, cone drills, ladders. I wanted these kids to understand two things: confidence and concepts. Like, if you know it, you'll be like, you can have way more confidence than anybody else in the room. We have soccer girls that dominate our football kids because they know how to do what to do. They know they're not bigger or stronger or faster, but they're better, they're quicker, because they know how to do what to do. And if they can get out of the way of the things they've been told in their mind that the boys are bigger and you need to be careful. And if they can get past that, then they're unstoppable. Not because they're big and strong and fast, just because they know how to maneuver in those situations. So performance experience was born from two things. I knew what I knew. Had I known what I didn't know, performance experience would still be an idea. Mm-hmm. But I knew what I knew, and I knew I wasn't gonna tell people that could talk me out of it. So I wasn't gonna tell my mom, because she's one of the few people on the planet that can talk me out of stuff. I wasn't gonna tell other people so they can question me out of it. Mm-hmm. I just knew what I knew.
Try to second guess
yourself. And I was like, the rest of it, I guess I'll figure out along the way. So I'm still going along the way, figuring it out. But over the past 6 years, Grace, we've helped 70 plus kids are on scholarship.
Yeah.